Okay, I'm back. Oh, I see a couple. I will wait a little bit. Thank you so much for being patient and waiting. You guys are awesome. All right, we will hope that my student does not FaceTime me again, but never say never. All righty, happy Halloween, friends, from the Wexford Stamper. I'm glad everybody is hanging around, and I see a couple here that are back on, hoping more jump in as well. Goodness gracious. Is it sounding better, looking better, ladies that are on? Getting down so I can see here. All right, here we go. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. Sounding better, looking better, ladies that are on? Yes, okay. Well, that was a bit of a circus to get on, but hey, we're here. Hello. Oh, thank you, April. I'll give you some hints about all the different boxes here. So simple and so fun. All right. Welcome back and thank you for hanging in. You're the best stamping ladies around. Okay, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the products I'm going to be using. And in fact, these products that I'm showing you today are going to be used in all 5 of my projects. So if you're thinking about getting some kind of a Halloween set of things, this would be a great one to choose, because you can make at least these 5 different projects that I have, and you'll have everything you need. And then we will go ahead and get started. All right, the first thing we have here is we have our Cutest Halloween is the name of the stamp set. Adorable little photopolymer stamp. And the images on this also compare with the paper and also coordinate with a punch. So you can either use the punch to punch out stamped images, or it will punch out images on your designer series paper. And here is that. It is a 6x6 pack of paper, and it is adorable. I just love it. And you'll see it with all the different projects. I tried to use a variety so that I could show off all this cute paper. Really, really cute. And a couple little embellishments that I love are this black and white gingham ribbon. Love it. Use it on a lot of my fall things. And then finally, these little cute little star sequins. So those are the things that I'm going to be using for the projects all 5 weeks coming up. So it would be a great idea, if you love it, that you can go ahead and order some or all of these products. I'd say that if you're thinking about it, the punch would really not be a necessary thing, because you can always do fussy cutting. But the paper is really a must, and the stamp set's really fun as well, unless you have some Halloween stamp sentiments already. All right, so I am calling this my mini moon pie treat box. And the reason I'm calling it that is because that's what is inside. Found these at Walmart. Now these are banana ones. Okay, so they're yellow, so they're perfect, just like the moon. But the ones in these are just the plain. Let me see where. These are just the plain. Come on. There we go. Can't even open the box. There we go. These are the plain mini moon pies. So either of those would be super cute in the box. Okay. But I really like the banana ones just for how they look. I'm really not sure how they taste. Joe ate one and said it was good. So there's what you go. Yes, for one of the ghosts. That's the issue with it. It'll work on this ghost here, Cheryl, but it won't work on some of the other ghosts. There's really just these three here are what gets punched out using the punch. And then the skeletons do not, so I fussy cut those. Okay, and any other shaped ghost or cat will not punch out. So if you're thinking about buying, that might be one thing that you really don't need. If you don't mind fussy cutting, that would be something that you really wouldn't need. All right, let's move these away. We're gonna make the kitty cat one today. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our paper here. And we're gonna start with a piece of paper here that is pumpkin pie, and it's cut at 6 inches by 8 3/4 inches. All right, let's go ahead and grab our scoring board. Remember, this will all be on the PDF, and it will also be on my blog, and that's the wexfordstamper.blogspot.com. All right, let's put it on the long side first. We're going to score at 1, 4, 5, 8. Okay, then we're going to turn it this way, short. We're going to go at 1/2, 1.5, 4.5, 5.5. Okay, so we have all our scoring finished. Now this box comes together pretty quickly, and I have a template here to show you just how it will look after I finish cutting, so you can kind of get an idea of what we're going for here. Hope everybody's having a great day and kind of battening down the hatches for all the rain tomorrow. I saw in the news that our local school district is having a online learning day tomorrow because of the rain. So I was kind of surprised about that, but I guess we have a lot forecasted, lots of rain, 4 inches or so. So that can be a mess. All right, so there is all the lines creased, scored, creased with my bone folder. All right, I'm gonna grab my little template. Okay, this is how we want our template to look when we're all finished. Okay, so I like to work on the sides here first. We're gonna get these flaps all cut out, all right? So let's cut on holding it in the landscape position. Okay, I'm gonna turn this to the landscape position so you can see just what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm gonna cut up these flaps through the first score line to the second one. And I'm gonna do that on all 4 places. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off this tiny little rectangle, and then I'm going to wedge in the sides of my flap. So now that flap's all ready to get stuck into the inside of the box. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing again. Cut off that little rectangle, and then cut off the wedges. Okay, now last here, this piece is gonna come off completely, as is this entire piece here. You can see right here, this is our lid. Okay, so this goes all the way off. There we go. Okay, so we've got half done. Oops, hope you can see it. I have it too close to the camera, sorry. All right, I'm gonna turn it this way. Same thing again, we're gonna go up all 4 vertical score lines through the first horizontal to the second. Okay, then we're gonna go back here, and I'm going to cut off the small rectangle, and then I'm going to wedge the flap that's left. All 4 of these flaps are going to be adhered inside the box to hold the sides together. And then finally, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cut off the front piece, then we're going to go right on back through here to there. All right, so that's what we have. And before we get ready to put our paper on, I want to take my trio punch, and I'm going to round a couple corners here. Okay, though that is the part, that flap that goes inside the box. So we like to round that. Now, these flaps are going to lay over the moon pie so that when we put the lid down, it doesn't fall into the box. So I'm going to do the same thing here. It just makes it look a little prettier. Let me show you here with what I've done. Okay, see, this is the sides that we're going to do the rounding of the corners. Okay, just makes it look a little nicer, and then when you close it, the lid does not fall into the box. It stays nice and sturdy on top. All right, so I'm going to close this over here, and we're going to go right in there. This is just a great, great punch to have. I do use the other 2 punches, but by far my rounding side is the one I like the most. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to go back and see if I can fix this guy. That's better. All right, so there we go. We're all done our cutting and rounding. Last thing before we put on our paper, I'm going to take my 3/4 inch circle punch. Hi, Jody. And I'm going to go ahead and make my little finger spot. I like to do this. You're just going to go on. This is the front panel. I'm just going to take a little bite out of it so that the recipient can use their thumb to open the box. All right, now we're ready. Okay, we're going to grab a piece of the Designer Series paper, and we're going to use this piece, the Pumpkin Pie and Basic Black Stripe. But let me grab the paper here and show you some of these images up close. Here are some of the cats and the pumpkins. Now these do cut out using the punch. Yes, we're having in class. We have in person, and Dory does have some as well. So yep, we're back to in person. I have a Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack coming up in September. All right, then we have this one with some little squiggles and some cute little stripes. And I want to find some of the other cute patterns. There is a haunted house. Okay. Oh, and here's the little skeletons I used. Now these you cannot cut out using the punch. So I did have to do some fussy cutting with that. Okay. Then, now here are some of the other ghosts, Cheryl. Okay. As far as which ones can be cut out using the punch, it's just this guy here, the one that's holding the little trick-or-treat bag. Okay, the other ones, if you use them, you've got a fussy cut. I think I've hit most of them. Okay, yep, all right, but very, very cute paper, really makes cute projects. All right, let's go ahead and take this piece. This is cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and that's gonna go right on our lid. Okay, and this is the lid to our box. So I'm gonna use some Tombow. Put a nice thin layer. All right, so there we go. That's right on the lid. Yeah, I agree, Cheryl. They are really quick. They're tiny little images. And they're pretty basic shapes too. So I don't really think it's that bad. It's not like you have a lot of intricate cutting to do. All right, you can see how I put a little bit of the Tombow on all 4 of my flaps. I'm gonna fold them down and adhere them behind the panel of the box, lining up the side of the panel with the fold of the other panel. And this Tombow works so quickly. You got a box in no time. And I tell you, the thinner the amount of glue you put on the tab, the quicker it adheres. If it's got a lot and it's really gushy, it takes a lot longer. So really use the Tombow sparingly. You don't need a lot. There we go. And last one back over here. So I've put all my flaps to the inside. And that's the box. How easy is that? And now see, here we have our little side flaps that are going to fold down over the moon pie. There's the moon pie right there. Fold down over, and then we fold the box down like that. Okay, and that keeps the top from pushing into the box since we have those flaps there. All right, so let's go ahead and do some decorating. I love and you can see on all 3 of them, I use the moon kind of as a centerpiece on the box. And what I did is I took a circle, is 2 1/8 inch. You can also use a 2-inch circle punch, it's close enough. And I cut it out of crushed curry. Okay, to make it look more like a moon, I did 2 things. I took my crushed curry ink, and I took this little stamp that has like speckles on it. Okay, the one I used is in the Friends Are Like Seashells, but you might have another set that has that, something like that, just like little speckles or splatters, just to make it look like something on the surface of the moon. And then what I did is I took my ink and I kind of went around. I didn't clean this very well. Let me try that again on the other side. Okay. And it's putting little dots on the moon just to give it a little bit of texture. And then finally what I did is I took my sponge dauber and I sponged around the edge of the moon, just so it'll kind of stand out a little bit and make it look like it's round rather than just kind of a flat circle on your box. So I like the way that gives it a little more texture, a little more dimension. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that away, but I just used the crushed curry, same color as the cardstock. All right, so now I'm gonna turn it over and we're gonna put that right down on my box. I'm gonna take some of my dimensionals, put them on the back, and then for this one, I put the moon right in the center. But it really depends on which pattern you like or which design. This one is up in the left-hand corner with a little piece on the bottom there. And this one's up in the left-hand corner as well. And before I leave, I will show you how to make that cute little tombstone. Really simple. Okay, so there's my moon. All right, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have done the stamping first, but I will try to do it on the box because I live on the wild side. So I'm gonna take my Trick or Treat, and this comes right out of the stamp set. And I'm gonna stamp that right on my moon. Whoa! I'm gonna make another moon. You guys ready? Hold on. Oh man, do not stamp like this. It's very bad. Okay, I'm looking for my circle. I'm here, don't leave. Do not leave. Okay, I need a piece of crushed curry. I feel bad about that moon. It looks awful. All right, here we go. We're going again. That's a big oops. Close your eyes, avert your eyes. Don't look, don't look. Okay, let's try it again. Go back to our first step. We're going to go ahead and put our speckles on our moon. Now this moon is made using the 2-inch circle punch, 2-inch circle punch instead of the layering circles. It's just a tiny bit smaller. I don't think anybody would notice. All right, so I put my speckles on there. Oh yes, don't ever worry about that, Cheryl. I make so many mistakes, don't worry. But it all can be fixed. All right, there is sponge dauber. All right, now this is when I should have said, now I'm going to take my trick or treat sentiment and I'm going to stamp it on my moon before I put it on my box, right guys? Now that looks a lot better. A lot better. Whew. It's one of those days and our neighbor started mowing too, so it's all good timing tonight. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on here. Yay! All right, phew! Okay, next step, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut out our little cat. All right, now I'm gonna use the punch. Of course you can fussy cut these, but I wanted to give you a couple of hints on the best way to do these. Now, if you would stick this in like this and punch out your cat like that, you're gonna be cutting out a lot more of the paper than you probably want to, and you might ruin some other images that you might want. So what I recommend doing is coming in from the side here and just cutting out one individual image. Okay? If you don't do that, you're going to cut a lot of the images that you really don't want to cut. So it's important to cut out each one. And I tell you, once you've got that cut out, it doesn't take much more to do some fussy cutting. So it really, really doesn't need the punch if you're thinking about what you might want to get. Now, what I use then is I use a Post-it note. And I'm going to tear the Post-it note, so I just have kind of a long piece like that, and I'm going to stick it on the end of my little cat. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hold my Post-it note and slide him right into the punch and punch him out, and there he is. So the Post-it notes are great when you're doing those because you don't want to put in the whole piece of paper, but then you don't have a whole lot to hold on to. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use a little bit of glue and I'm going to put my little cat right here to the right of my trick or treat. Okay, then I'm going to grab my cute little star adhesive backed sequins, and of course they are the colors that are used in the suite. I'm going to grab my pick tool and I'm going to decorate my box using one of each color. These are really cute, very cute addition to your box. And I love that they have the adhesive on the back, so you're not trying to put a little dab of glue on there to go behind the tiny little star. All right, so there's 3 little sequins on there. Aren't they cute? I love it. All right, let's put those away. And the last thing we're going to do is go ahead and put a ribbon on. Now, I used, for my other cat one, I used the sparkly black organdy ribbon, okay? I actually don't have any more of that, so I'm gonna grab the one from the suite, which is the cute black and white check or gingham. Okay, I'm gonna grab a nice slice, and I'm just gonna put this along the side here. Okay, it'll kind of go under the moon and tie up towards the top of the box. But you don't really need a bow if you don't want one. It's really up to you. I love this. I think this makes it look so much like fall. Okay, let's grab that. There we go. Then I'm gonna cut off the little extra here. I'm gonna slide it up to the top, and then I'm gonna tuck it under the moon. Okay, so there's that one. And then here's the same with the glitter black organdy. This one's been around since last Halloween, now in our annual catalog. They loved it so much that everybody uses it for lots of different things. All right, now I wanted to talk about one more thing. For this one, these two I was able to use the punch. So I punched out those, and here I used a little crumb cake baker's twine. And then for this one, I had to use just my scissors and fussy cut the little skeletons out. Oh, let me show you how I made the cute little tombstone. I actually kind of figured this out by accident. Okay, you're gonna wanna have one piece of dark basic black, and then you're gonna have this is a 1/4 inch strip of the basic black. Okay, we're gonna take this. I think this is Label Me Lovely. This is one of the punches from the annual catalog. I'm going to, you can see here what the whole thing looks like. I'm gonna slide it up so that the bottom is straight across rather than curved. You see how I did that there? Okay, it's not quite all the way. Then I'm gonna punch it out, and there it looks almost like a tombstone already. And then what I'm gonna do, take a little bit of Tombow, just a little bit along the bottom here, and take my 1/4 inch strip and glue it right along the bottom. Then I'm just going to pick it up here, and I'm just going to cut on a diagonal on both sides. And there you have your little tombstone. See how easy that is? And then all I did with the tombstone was put it on top of the moon there and had some dimensionals at the bottom, and then cut out my 2 little skeletons fussy cut. So easy, so fun. So that is week 1 of my 5 weeks of Halloween. I hope you enjoyed the first project. Next time we are going to be using the coffin treat boxes, and I'm going to show you a really cool way that we can cut a window into it and fill it with some yummy treats. So stop by again next Tuesday, and we'll be making something using the coffin treat boxes. All right, take care everyone. Thanks for hanging in, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye now.